I need the price to go up. I can't take this anymore. Every day I am checking the price and it is dipping. Every day check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore, man. I have overnators by a lot. It is what it is, but I need the price to go up. But I need the price to go up. Can you do something? Please tell me.
I know, folks, I'm getting impatient too, as we've been at the exact same price we were on December 2nd of 2024, currently sitting at $2.60. But I want you to imagine this: XRP exploding to $6 or even higher in a matter of weeks to a few months. We've seen these types of moves before, and XRP is arguably one of the most strong and explosive assets in all of crypto. But hear me out, this isn't coming from me. This is coming directly from the Coin Telegraph, talking about how an analyst thinks that the XRP ETF filings will trigger a rally up to that $6 range. However, after a consolidation phase of 36 days now, I can see why most people would be impatient. However, it's important to remember that the last consolidation phase we saw from the range high up to the new all-time high took about 45 days, and it took about 44 days before an actual breakout. So don't get too impatient, folks, because it's possible that it happens again and this time stays above that previous all-time high of $3.30 to $3.40 for good. But here's the twist: could a secret SEC decision on XRP ETFs unlock this explosive rally? Ultimately, we are going to need a catalyst to break for new highs. And this most recent announcement surrounding the SEC and crypto is a major development and could be the key to truly unlocking institutional inflows into XRP. Now, I get they have partnerships, but we still need more money for the price to go up. And already, institutions like BlackRock and Tudor are piling into crypto, as revealed in shocking 13F filings. But the information in this post will shock you and just how early you actually are. Could XRP be their next secret weapon for making their institutional and retail clients rich? So stick with me, because for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll uncover the jaw-dropping details you can't afford to miss, because this could send XRP soaring to at least $6, and this may be your last chance. And of course, as always, if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777, and if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello and welcome back to the channel, my friend. If you're new here, my name is Paul, and you can find me on Twitter or X at PauliDeFi, PauliDeFi. I really quickly want to cover this post from Ki Young Ju, who is one of the founders over at CryptoQuant, which is a on-chain analysis platform. In other words, they actually look at the blockchain, they do all sorts of data scraping, and they gather analytics surrounding all sorts of cryptos. That said, here we have a centralized exchange volume ratio, Bitcoin versus altcoins. And as you can see here, we have the Bitcoin market cap consistently rising, or excuse me, the altcoin market cap consistently rising. And then we have this purple line right here for the volume ratio. And since the bottom back in around summertime of 2023, we saw altcoin volume consistently pick up and rise, and especially through the start of this year. In other words, he's actually stating that alt season has begun, and we did see that recently with XRP as one of the major dominating altcoins to Bitcoin. However, he's basically stating that there is no direct Bitcoin to alt rotation. Typically in past bull markets, we saw Bitcoin really run hard, and then altcoins wouldn't do that much. Then there would be a rotation of money made from Bitcoin into altcoins. However, what he is stating is that stablecoin holders are favoring altcoins. In other words, we may actually have a lot of institutional players or people with dry powder on the sides buying some alts. However, he's basically stating it is a very selective alt season, so you're going to want to do your own homework. Now, for those of you guys who are on this channel and XRP holders and buyers, I think that has consistently been one of the best performers of this altcoin season that has just picked up, and I believe it's going to continue to perform, which we will cover here shortly in the video. However, right here from Miles Ducher, we're looking at the total stablecoin market cap, which is actually pushing into new highs at the start of this year. Now, many people would look at this as potentially bearish, but the reality is it is very bullish because this is, again, dry powder, or in other words, money that people are holding in crypto as a stable coin, waiting for the right opportunity to buy. So whenever we experience some level of a catalyst, that catalyst will likely make this altcoin, or excuse me, this stable coin market cap dip as it is deployed or used to buy altcoins, one of those major altcoins being XRP. And this is very healthy, and it was very much necessary because we were living in a crypto casino for quite some time with a product like Pump Fund on the Solana blockchain, which was basically eating away a lot of new capital, or capital that would not rotate into major market cap cryptos. But that has officially changed as Pump Fund levels are back to pre-rally levels, and attention is flowing elsewhere for recent events. Now, this post says your job as a trader is to figure out where it's going next. And if you're an XRP folk, you can reasonably assume that a lot of that attention is already in XRP, as the relative strength is still stronger than that of Bitcoin. And if I were to just click through many of these cryptos, you can see that the relative strength on a lot of these is very spotty, up and down below that purple line, which is the average on Bitcoin. And so generally speaking, there's virtually nothing that can touch that relative strength of XRP. And I would even argue something like HBAR, which is another good performer as of recently, is still underperforming XRP. I mean, even the second largest crypto by market cap, Ethereum, is severely underperforming Bitcoin, and that would also make it underperform XRP. So that said, it looks like the flight to capital is going into the strongest performers that are most likely to get a spot ETF. And since right now the entire Solana ecosystem is cooked, we can reasonably assume that a lot of that capital is going to flow, especially into a catalyst like the 3-spot XRP ETF filings that can no longer be ignored by the SEC. Now, this analyst in particular that they're referring to says it's going to trigger a rally up to $6. And so imagine an environment where not only is the entire altcoin market starting to do better, but a lot of that dry powder starts to enter or flow into the market as prices continue to rise. Then we have a settlement with the SEC Ripple lawsuit sometime at the end of February, or potentially even into March, alongside a potential XRP spot ETF, and this would trigger a quote-unquote God candle for the asset, allowing XRP to reach a high of $6, which what they're saying is actually pretty nutty, but we've seen crazier things with XRP within the next 10 days. Now, before we finish off the video, if you haven't already, be sure to head on over to bullrunners.com. You can find the link in the bio below, and every single day you wait is a day you could miss out on a potential altcoin play that we share here and only here for our community members. We have bar none one of the best communities in the entire game with the right tools, training, and resources to help you hit your crypto goals. We call this Altcoin Pro University, and here's a 26-minute video that explains everything you get on the other side. There is countless hours of value in terms of courses. Our experts provide you altcoin picks, access to DeFi yields where you can put your crypto to work for you to earn interest on it. And we also even show you how to get free money in the form of airdrops and plenty more. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis like a pro, fundamental analysis like a pro, virtually everything you need to be a crypto pro in no time flat, and honestly just get alpha if you don't have the time to constantly be doing all of the homework yourself, then head on over to bullrunners.com. And again, every single day you wait is important because you could miss out on some life-changing opportunities. The reality is we don't know how long this bull market's going to last, but as the old phrase goes, sell in May and look away. And by the way, May is coming up as we're already at the end of February. So head to bullrunners.com, check it out, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's get back into the video. And so all of this stuff is happening really fast now as the SEC is pulling its own appeal in a case over crypto broker dealer rules. In other words, the US Securities and Exchange Commission abandoned its court appeal over a case it lost to expand the definition of a dealer. And by the way, this would have actually hurt decentralized finance platforms, so even potentially the XRP ledger, because they are decentralized. Even though a lot of the token is owned by Ripple, you and I can play around in their DeFi ecosystem, and there are no guardrails aside from the fact that these platforms are hopefully secure. And in the case of XRPL, most of them are. Now, basically what the SEC wanted was for all crypto liquidity providers and AMMs, or automated market makers, with more than $50 million in capital to register with the agency. However, they completely lost. And then you had Kristen Smith, who was involved in the case, said they had a complete and total victory. And it's just been win after win after win since Gary Gensler is now gone. This will be a completely new era for virtually all cryptos, but more specifically cryptos that have fought with $150+ million over 4+ years with the SEC. One of those, and the only one, being XRP, that is not classified as a security. So that is why the price action has been doing so well, and I expect it to continue to do well as more capital flights into safer and stronger altcoin assets. And so to end the video off, I will share this video from the CIO over at Bitwise, Matt Hogan, and what he thinks is currently happening or sees happening at the institutional level and why we are still early.
And Bitcoin exposure and options are coming this year. Is that the next big product that Wall Street has to look forward to when it comes to digital asset investing? Or are there other financial instruments coming down the pike that will help to build out a more robust market infrastructure around these spot products?
Yeah, you know how the ETF innovation machine goes. It knows no ends. So we're going to see everything, right? People are trying to enhance the existing Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs through staking and in-kind creations. Those will make those more attractive products. They're trying to launch new individual crypto assets. They're trying to uplist index-based exposure. You mentioned option strategies that generate income. We're seeing buffered yield. I think the way to think of this is crypto is really emerging as an institutional asset class. And it's going to have all the bells and whistles of any other institutional asset class. Long only, long short, covered call, buffered exposure. And people are going to be able to integrate Bitcoin into their portfolios the same way they do stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities. So we're in this new era of crypto ETPs. And we're going to get dozens of filings and dozens of launches throughout this year with every possible flavor of sort of financial exposure.
Now, folks, here is where things get crazy, and this will be the final thing. Sam Callahan did a lot of research into the 13F filings for 1,573 institutions with long exposure to Bitcoin, and this is typically through regulated products. So that said, think about this. We're only talking Bitcoin here, and we're talking about hedge funds, RIAs, family offices, endowments, pensions, sovereign wealth funds, and other managers as well as banks. Now that said, basically I asked for a summary, and based on all of the data that he provided, how much of their total assets under management they have in percentage terms to just Bitcoin holdings. And it actually came out to 0.13%. In other words, I thoroughly expect most of these sovereign wealth funds, asset managers, banks, and anyone who manages money for a client to adopt Bitcoin. And by buy more and more of that. And as more institutional money flows and pours into Bitcoin, there will be trust in the space. And a lot of that money is also going to find its way into other spot filings like XRP. So yes, we are extremely early. We're not even at 1% yet. And that's just Bitcoin alone. Imagine if a lot of these funds started picking up 1 to 3 to 4% of their total AUM in something like XRP as well. This is extremely bullish, and virtually all roads are leading to a higher priced XRP. So yes, I believe $6 is actually pretty reasonable for this bull market cycle, and it's highly likely we're going to see an $8 to $11 XRP at some point in time by the end of this bull run. Now, many people believe that it's going to go a lot higher. However, I've tried to find a million reasons as to why that will happen. And I've also been through 3 separate cycles now. And typically, whenever I marry a price target and expect it to go there and think this is how much money I will have and how rich I will be if it hits that target, I never end up selling at the right time, and I hold a little too long and I sell a little too late. That said, I do not want to sit through another bear market in any of my positions. I want to be out and in cash, even with something as strong as XRP. One could argue, well, it's going to be years and years and years. And so if you have a 5 to 10 year horizon, sure, hold it, but you're going to be pretty annoyed with yourself when you potentially see a multi-million-dollar portfolio turn into multiple hundreds of grands when you would have had that cash available for usually a multi-year period. It usually takes about a year or two for a full-fledged bear market to bottom. So that said, thanks so much for watching this video. And if you haven't already, head on over to bullrunners.com to check out Altcoin Pro University to become a crypto pro in your own right, even if you don't have a ton of time to do it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video, my friend. Goodbye.